Hi, and welcome to Yogi Hope's YouTube and our yoga therapy series. The first video dealt with what is yoga therapy. This video, our second video, will deal with how exactly does yoga therapy work. So if you haven't checked out the first one, go check it out. And now here's the second video. How does yoga therapy work? How does yoga therapy work? Now, the first video dealt with what is yoga therapy. And in that video, we explained yoga therapy uses all the tools of yoga to create an individualized therapeutic plan for a client to reach an overall better well-being. But how do we do that? That's what I'll explain in this video. There are various different tools and assessment models that yoga therapists use, but I will deal with three kind of main areas around how yoga therapy works. First, there is the client empowered goals and their own personal assessment. Secondly, there's the yoga therapist assessment. And then finally, there are the yoga therapy sessions along with the home yoga practice. First, let's discuss client empowered goals and their own personal assessment. Typically, when an individual decides to meet with a yoga therapist, they are sent an intake form before their first yoga therapy session. It is on that form that they answer a myriad of questions from age and height and weight and pains, aches, or illnesses. But the questions can also go a little bit deeper into how are your social and personal relationships, and maybe even go further into are there any fears or frustrations about the future currently, or even how your home life is. All of that is completed by the client before the first session, and they bring it in to meet with the yoga therapist. Now, when the yoga therapist meets with the client for the first time, their observations begin at the beginning, because the yoga therapist will use various assessment tools such as observation, touch, a detailed interview, an assessment of energy flows, an assessment of frustration and conflicts, all to help get a clearer picture of their potential client and where that person is currently in their lives. Now, concerning yoga therapy assessments, the assessments range from various areas dealing with both your personal constitution, your inherent tendencies, dealing with diet, sleep patterns, exercise, quality of thoughts, communication, and even aspirations. A yoga therapist will also do observation around a client's breathing, around their stance, their posture, their gait. All of this helps to give the yoga therapist a whole person view of the individual seeking services. Now, yoga therapy deals with also the subtle body, knowing in yoga that what happens in the mind and the stressors and the conflicts of life in the mind can take hold and have an effect in the body, to where literally stress can reside in every fiber of your being if you're not able to find a way to release, to rest, and to get to balance in your life. So yoga therapists will also deal with the emotional, intellectual, and even spiritual aspects of a particular client. Once this assessment is completed, the yoga therapist will then meet with the client and discuss their concerns or areas in which they see they can provide assistance on their journey towards healing. Because that's exactly what it is. Yoga therapists empower clients to take responsibility for their own healing. Now, once the yoga therapist and the client have decided and mutually agreed upon the goals for their sessions, then the yoga therapist will use all the tools of yoga to provide individualized plans for them. And that could be asanas, the poses. It could also be pranayama, which is breath work. It could also be mudras, which are certain hand gestures or positions during practices. It can be meditation, chants, journaling, yoga nidra, dharma, the list goes on. But what the yoga therapist is keen on doing is making sure that all of their things, the tools they provide to the client will help the client achieve their goals of overall health and well-being. Remember that yoga therapy is about helping the client realize where they are, why they got there, and how they can get back to their overall health and well-being, or how they can get back to exactly where they want to be. I hope that gave you some idea of how yoga therapy works. I'm going to wait to the next video to explain what the yoga therapy sessions and the home yoga practice looks like. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for viewing today's video. If you have any questions or want to join in the discussion, please leave a comment below. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe and click the bell button for notifications. I'm on all social media as Yogi Hope, so follow me on Linktree, Facebook, and on Instagram, yogi.hope_. Hope to see you on the mat.